Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you with Minecraft from the Mindcrack vanilla server. And today, what we need to do is we need to start getting these walls in place. I think it's going to be a wood theme. I don't do wood themed things that often, I don't think. I've usually done like the castle stonish type of look or the wool look. This time I want to do like a wood theme, and I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go, but I think I need to make some like color swatches or something like that to find out the best look that I think I want this thing to have. And I got a couple ideas in mind. Some would be simple, like, oops, get my axe back out since I'm gonna mess up here. If I were to do like 3 woods like this, I could do, no, I want it to be facing up and down. I could do that. I think that's pretty standard. It's a standard like villager house type look. I could also do the darker spruce that I have. I do have some birch as well. Let's see if I went like this. I don't know if that mixes in well with that block. And then instead I could have the really dark block. Like that. That doesn't look too bad. That actually might look better, however, with this color as its connection. I kind of like that a lot. How much do I have birch? I don't think I got too much birch. Yeah, I don't want to use the zebra, but if I used the lighter wood tone, how could I make this thing look? I'm going to have to go to the back wall, I think. So this I could do with this color, and it might look okay. That actually does not look bad at all. I'm not saying I want it, but it doesn't look bad. Like, I don't like with the oak. But the birch with the oak, that is not bad. But I could also do birch with the spruce. And we can see what this is going to end up looking like when all is said and done. Okay, so there's kind of like my color swatches going. I think I'm definitely against this one. This one's okay. I like the oak with the spruce. I also like the birch with the spruce. Actually, do I like the birch with the spruce or the birch with the oak better? I think I like the birch with the oak better, actually. Let's do an entire wall with this birch and oak, and then do an entire wall with the birch and the spruce, and see what that ends up looking like. I might not have enough oak, actually. I'll have to go get some more. Now I have to make this thing even it out in such a way that you could... Really? Let's put like that. Not how I want that to go either. Yeah, obviously this is not even on the wall, but enough for you guys to get an idea of how this is going to look in this base. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. If I could extend this thing out 2 more blocks this way and have that be the back wall, or and start getting some oh wait, no, I was gonna do, oh no, that can actually stay. We'll get rid of this stuff. Yeah, right here. And then more oak, which I may be running out of. There we go. So what would you think of this wall? Do a little bit more definition here. So this left wall or this back wall. I guess that's what I would have to determine how I want to do this. I kind of am going for this wall right here. I like the oak mixed with the spruce a lot. I think it looks pretty good. Use my silk touch pick over here. Well then. I'm going to do the same thing. Like that. Let's eat some potatoes. Some taters. As I'm destroying this wall a little bit more. Okay, that was it. Okay, so if I did... Yeah, I gotta dig it in this deep over here. And I don't know how tall I'm going to make this thing yet, because I can make it a lot taller than it is. This is just kind of where I had stopped doing anything at the time, because I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% confident in what design I'm going for here yet. I have a feeling I'm going to involve a balcony, like I said, that's going around it. I don't know how tall I want this balcony to be. I think I want to give it some decent looks first on the wall and kind of go from there. Because right now, why are you hiding out in my house, buddy? No. No to the Enderman. He cannot come in today. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those people, as you know, who... I don't make the prettiest designs of everything ever, and I kind of want this one to be a little bit special in my little lagoon cave over here. It's behind a waterfall. It's got to look like, has some beauty to it. Somewhere I want to go back to and call home. I want to invite my friends over to. You know, it's Sunday. Maybe, you know, when the football season starts, I want to have a football party over here. I want people to want to come to this house in order to be able to hang out and enjoy. And if I don't make it look good enough on the inside, I mean, I'm sure you have those friends that you, as good of friends as you may be, you want nothing to do with their house and going over to their place. I had some friends, man, when I was in college, my undergraduate degree, and I went to college in a local area, so they were still all my friends from when I was in high school. It's a whole upper area up there. Was still my friends from high school. There was a lot of them around, and my college was right down the street, and I still lived in the dorms or at the fraternity house, so I didn't even live at home anymore either. So it was kind of like, it was nice. It was when you were young, like 18, 19 years old. It was like that first time you really had freedom to do whatever you wanted to do. And not only that, but I was still with all the friends that I'd had in high school. So, you know, when you're in high school, doesn't even go to anything, because I destroyed that. Took that away. I don't want to go out too far, I'm afraid. Yeah, I don't want to actually touch anything before that moment, because I have a funny feeling it will break open the water channel over there and things will not go too well. I do need to go get some more birch if I'm going to do this. But yeah, if I had the wall extended to here, that gives me it's a perfect pattern to go through. Oh, it's not really even perfect though, because if I extend this all the way up here, it's just going to cover up. I think I need to extend it out either one more. Bye-bye, crack cam. I need to extend this out like one more in these directions in order to have this work properly. But let's go and get some more wood. And that was, it got really laggy to do that. As I was saying about friends, I had these friends in high school that they had got a couch. Yes, they got a couch. They got a house shortly after they graduated. And they got, you know, they got together and they got, you know, engaged and such really, really early, and were together for a very long time. And they inevitably ended up, like, not, you know, staying together, but they bought a house together probably within, like, the first year that they knew each other, when they were, like, 18 and 19 years old. The one guy, he was still a senior, and she was a freshman in college, and he moved out of her place, or he moved out of his parents' place, I mean, to move in with her into an apartment, and he was still going to high school classes. It was kind of weird. It was definitely not the suggestion that I would have for people. If finish high school before you move out. I mean, unless there's other reasons not to. It doesn't mean that there's not circumstances. His circumstance was not appropriate and in need of actually, like, moving out. It was, I don't want to live at my parents' house anymore. I'd rather pay really expensive bills because I am young and stupid. But, I mean, different story with that. So, after they had this apartment for a year, they ended up getting a house. They purchased a house in Flint, so it was really small, really cheap, and really not the greatest area, is something you could say about it. It was downtown Flint, Michigan. Like, literally, it was in downtown Flint, Michigan, and it was, you know, not in the greatest neighborhood, but, you know, they made it work. We would go hang out with them. We had some friends that lived down the street a little bit farther, like, kind of around the corner. They both kind of, like, gravitated toward these areas that were pretty bad shape. Amazingly did okay. Only got their houses broken into a few times, you know. Only had squatters living there once they went on vacation once for, you know, once or twice. Like, no big deal, but so it was, you know, these houses not in the greatest area, but they always wanted us to come over and hang out at their house. Now, when we're there in enough groups of people, we weren't, like, afraid, like, because the neighborhood was bad. We ended up getting to know a lot of people in the neighborhood as well, and we weren't worried about, you know, the people in the direct area. But these were people who did not take care of their house to the best of their ability, I guess, is what you would say. Oh, I forgot the birch tree that I need. They let it go to shit, and I mean that in the figurative and the literal sense. They had animals. They had dogs. No, excuse me, they didn't have dogs. They had cats that they didn't know how to take care of. They used to have the litter box in the living room and I don't know if they didn't understand or they just didn't want to or what the deal was, but they never changed the litter. And all of a sudden one day the litter box I looked at it and it was just, like, overflowingly full of, like, poop. It didn't even look like there was litter in it anymore. It was just like there was cat poop everywhere. And I said, you got to change your litter box. You know that, you know, it's not healthy for the cats to be doing that. And the place kind of smells. The next time I went over to the house, the litter box wasn't there anymore. And I was like, okay, they must have, like, you know, got things taken care of. And I asked where the cats were at. And they had gotten sick of the cats in the litter box smelling because they still didn't change it, it turns out. And they moved the litter box in the same exact state that it was in into the basement. And put the cats in the basement and just locked the door. I went down to the basement one day and you were just hit by this putrid stench of, you know, cat poop. And to see these cats that were, like, extremely distraught and saddened, you could tell, like, just looking at their faces, their little faces, they were so sad to be down there. And we asked them about food and where their food dishes were. They didn't even have food dishes for them. They would literally, like, things that they didn't eat for dinner, they would throw down there like it was a dog. Like a dog wants to lick their plates clean. There were people that didn't like to eat leftovers either. It was very strange. We go out to restaurants and they were extremely, you know, poor, extremely broke. They didn't have much money, like, at all. And they'd get done with their meal and have, like, half of, like, a steak left because of course they'd go big still when they went out. They would purchase one of the most expensive things on the menu, eat like half of it, and then say, like, no, can't take it home. It doesn't taste nearly as good the next day. I'm done. And I would take their food home because I'm just that kind of guy. You have a steak that you're going to leave there half-eaten, I will eat it. I'll be like Milby taking Guude steak from him and at the at Minecon in Europe when we went out to that curse dinner, because Guude didn't like his steak. And he made it very clear that he was very disgusted with his steak. He was going to go somewhere else and get some food. And Milby goes, "So does that mean you have a free steak for me?" So Guude brought a steak over, and Milby ate a steak. And that's the kind of guy I am, too. It's, like, delicious. I love steak. Even a bad steak is not a horrible steak. I can't say that's always true, but a bad steak is still better than no steak at all. In my opinion. Some people don't have that same thought process. But either way, the whole point I'm going for is I don't want my house, even on the server, to be the house that I'm describing to you right now. It's been almost 15 years since I've hung out at that house. And I still remember it. Like, now. And of course, it didn't stop me from actually hanging out at the house because I didn't have anybody else's houses. Not many of my other friends had houses, so we had like the choice of 2 houses. And the other house that was the guy down the street, his house was a lot nicer, a lot better, and he just worked all the time, so couldn't just go hang out at his house because he wasn't there. He actually had a job. He actually took care of his house, but he just wasn't there. So when he actually took care of his house, you know, you couldn't hang out at it because, you know, he was at work getting the money to go take care of his house. But either way, I don't want my house to end up like that. Even the house on the server. I want my house on the server to be a place that people want to come hang out with. They don't like get afraid to look in the basement because they feel that there might be a litter box full of cat shit down there and some abused and abandoned kitties. Eventually, we did get the cats away from them. We actually, my one buddy used to bring cat food over all the time and go feed the cats, and we finally convinced them that they needed to get rid of them because they couldn't take care of them anymore, which they did. Thank God. Thank God. The second time, I should say, thank God. The first time they went back to this farm to give these cats back because I got it from a farm. I lived in, you know, country area, and there was, you know, lots of farms that would just give out. You could go and pick out a cat from the barn because there's just stray cats all over the place, and that's where they got the cat from in the first place. And then when they went to take it back the first time, they ended up showing back up with 2 cats because she felt bad about giving the cat back to the barn, and instead looked at this other cat and was like, "That cat looks so sad. I could make it happy by letting it live in the basement in a shit-filled litter box." That's how they talk. Exactly how they talk. Obviously, that's probably not true, but either way. So, long story short, we eventually did get the cats away from them. Don't worry. Those cats were safe. Once again. They're probably dead now. It's been many, many years. But, I mean, at the time, they got them back to a place that was a lot better for them. A lot better suited for them. So, anyways, guys. Thanks for watching. Rambling episode and getting my wall swatches going here. I will talk to you guys next time.